Romans 7 raises a question most believers never even think to ask. If God divorced Israel, and if his own law forbids a husband from taking back a divorced wife, then how can God restore his bride without breaking his own Torah? That's the tension Paul is solving. For Peter warns us that Paul is hard to understand and that some people twist his words into lawlessness, especially when they lift out little 3- or 4-word phrases. So before we read Romans 7, we slow down. We read Paul legally, not casually. For Paul begins with the conclusion, you were made dead to the law through the body of Messiah. He starts with the result, not the mechanism. He wants us to ask, how can that be lawful? No, dead to the law does not mean Torah is gone. It does not mean the law is bad. It does not mean believers are free from obedience. Paul is not attacking Torah. He's making a legal argument based on Torah. For God wants his bride back. That's the heartbeat of the prophets. But he refuses to violate his own Torah. And Deuteronomy says a husband cannot take back a divorced wife who has been covenantally polluted. That's the legal barrier standing over the whole story. And Paul signals his audience, I'm speaking to those who know the law. He's about to use marriage law as his example. This isn't metaphor. This is halakhic reasoning, legal logic rooted in Torah. And marriage law says a wife is bound to her husband as long as he lives. But if he dies, she is released from the law of the husband. This is the key principle that Paul is using. Death dissolves legal jurisdiction. So, how does God restore his bride without breaking his own law? The husband dies, Messiah, and we die in him. The covenant bond is lawfully dissolved. A new covenantal union becomes lawful. God keeps his Torah. No statute is violated. A. The Lamb doesn't marry a stranger. He marries the one he loved from the beginning. The scattered northern tribes. Israel. The shame bride. The one called not my people. Revelation's bride is the same bride the prophets spoke of. And Gentile believers are not a separate bride. They are grafted into Israel's story. Paul's olive tree picture says it clearly. Same tree, same root, same covenant, same wedding feast. No one is replaced. No one is excluded. Gentiles join the restored bride. They don't compete with her. And the marriage supper of the Lamb is the final scene of the same story. The impossible reunion becomes lawful through death and resurrection. The bride returns. The nations join her. The covenant is restored. God keeps his promises, and he keeps his law. Thank you for watching. Please like and comment.